continue our second lesson. No, it's supposed to be third lesson, right? For the second lesson, yes. Okay.
Second.
Well, this is a very good class. Why? Because the recording. The recording is good for the future usage. So let's take a look. In the previous lessons, okay, we'll go through the introduction for the spontaneous qigong, the 知法功. So we go through some definition that qi is some sort of bioelectric energy or life force that gets circulated and stored in the body. Okay, Mr. Leong, is the words big enough for you to read?
Can.
Okay.
I am now in a laptop, the Facebook.
Oh, no wonder. Okay, right. Then secondly, the health of a person is related to the ability of qi to flow through these channels. All right. So therefore, the qigong can be interpreted to mean the skill of regulating qi through the practice. All right. Then how about the learning the spontaneous qigong? So it is very simple to learn. All right. Then it's not necessary to use the mind to direct the qi. Everything just let it go naturally only. All right. So then when we talk about the movement while practicing the spontaneous qigong, for the qigong state, we have to get into the qigong state and feel the body moving slightly and leaning forward and slightly and then leaning backward slightly. So this is the very beginning. All right. Then the further movement involves bending, walking, walk in a circle, running, twisting the body, shaking the arms, all right, and then sitting down, lying down, and etc. All right. Then the interpretation of the spontaneous qigong movement, including healing, it is able to heal the tennis elbow, back pains, and depression. According to my experience, spontaneous qigong is very effective for insomnia. All right, it's very effective for insomnia, and if you've got some, especially immunization system deficiency, you can try it out. But for Sally's case, Sally got psoriasis. All right, it is good in the primary stage, but later on, still out of control. So by Sally, I think according to Sally, Sally recovery from the psoriasis is due to accumulation for the previous, multiple treatments. Okay, not only one only lah. Am I right, Sally? Yeah. You give me accumulation, not only one only lah. How much accumulation from?
Sorry, Sifu, I'm trying to sorry to interrupt, Sifu. I'm trying to connect to my laptop, which hopefully I can see better.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yes. Okay.
Okay. Sorry. What should I do now?
You should on the camera in your laptop. Yes.
Sally, you're so happy.
Okay. Are you able to on your camera? Yes, you on your camera already. Okay. So
Elena, put it down a bit.
Okay.
It's too high.
So Elena, please count 1 to 5 for mic test. Okay, I on the mic for you. Speak, please.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, mic test successful. All right. So now we continue our class. Okay.
Sorry.
I think that your face, you put it down. It's too high.
So
bring it down a bit.
Huh?
Can you see half your face?
See half my face, never mind.
You know what? On top only can see.
Face cannot see.
Wait.
Just pull it down.
Today I mistaken. Otherwise I would have set it up before that.
You just adjust the camera, adjust down a little bit. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, because we're going to record down everything. The whole world will see. You want people to see you without mouth. Elena.
Enough, it's okay, it's okay. That's okay.
Not okay, must let the whole world see the beauty of the whole, right?
Okay.
So let's continue. How do we interpret or explain the spontaneous qigong movement? All right. So Mr. Leong, please. Yeah, Mr. Leong, please spread it out.
I think you ask Sally or Elena to.
Why? Why? You cannot
Why?
see.
I'm searching.
Oh, you are searching. All right, okay. Okay, Sally, please. Okay.
Oh, okay, Ken.
Okay, Ken, please, you read, Mr. Leong.
How do we interpret or explain the spontaneous qigong movements? With our current knowledge, we, or other appropriate to say I, don't really have a full explanation. However, we can make certain observations. First of all, the movements occur not because the practitioners purposely want them to occur, because the qigong movements have happened to many people, including people who are skeptical about spontaneous qigong. The spontaneous qigong movements may be unusual or difficult to perform normally. For example, a people may be able to bend over backwards to a much larger extent than he is normally capable of. A friend of mine has observed one of his students bending over backward with his head touching the ground, a feat far from feasible for that person under normal circumstances. There may be some unexplained force involved in some of these movements. For example, the hand may move upward against gravity even though the person is not purposely trying to move his hand upward. From a TCM perspective, the spontaneous qigong practitioner may have some qi blockage in some part of his body. When he is practicing spontaneous qigong, he gets into a qigong state. His body will automatically send his qi to the location of the blockage. The various bodily movements reflect the body trying to break the blockage or get the qi around the blockage. When one blockage has been cleared, then new bodily movements may reflect another blockage in the same or different neighborhood of the other blockage. For an otherwise healthy person with no serious problem, he may still undergo movements while practicing spontaneous qigong. Although the movement may be gentler, that is, example, his hands moving slowly in a circular motion, as in the Tai Chi movement, wave hands like clouds. The movements may help him with better circulation of qi and give him even better health. With our present knowledge, we, again, perhaps more appropriately to say I, don't really know how do we get into a qigong state. What causes the qi to circulate? What causes the movement? Where do the various forces come from? Example, causing the movements to go against gravity.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, we highlight the point first for the explanation. Mrs. Leong, do you print out the notes?
So
No, because normally we go outside the shop to print, but the shop is closed.
Yes, you have to complain to our Prime Minister Muhyiddin. Elena, please off your mic, okay? You have to mute your handphone because the message causes disturbance to the recording, okay? Wait. My test, okay. Okay. Well, according... Wait. Test, My test. Okay, good. Okay, I think from the question the author asked, I think the author is not as good as this author. Author of this book do explain to answer all the questions which were asked by the author for this article. So let's take a look. All right. So in the beginning, how do we interpret and explain the spontaneous qigong movement? All right. So they say don't really have a full explanation. All right. I think the author for this book, maybe he is a scientist. So he tries his best to get the explanation. If you go to check the history, spontaneous qigong can be originated 1,000 years ago. All right. You see, I think maybe in ancient time, it is easy to trigger the qi. The reason is first, the lifestyle is simple at the time. All right. so they don't spend much time to watching the TV or this. You see, usually once we watch the TV, maybe check the handphone. Most of the time, our brain is in the beta state. All right. If let's say without TV, without all the entertainment, it is easier for us to go into the qigong state. In what circumstances? First, the celebrations, especially for the old people celebration. If let's say the celebration involves the fire, the movement of the fire in a particular rhythm can trigger you. All right. According to nowadays, there's some science report that in order to trigger in order to trigger your qi, first it must be about 10 hertz, meaning to say that 1 second 10 rhythm. All right, 1 second 10 beats. As long as there's about this rhythm, your qi will be triggered. So in a fire camp, all right, and maybe in some very repetitive, monotonous rhythm, all right. For example, you hear to the ring sound, or maybe you count 1 to 10, all right. This is quite common. You count 1 to 10 in the training of the camp, the soldier camp. When you do all this thing, or maybe you try to make the light, make the light tingling within 10 hertz or so. It will trigger your energy. All right. Nowadays, the Christian, there's one set of the Christian. They are using this theory to trigger the energy. But once they all play the ring, all right, then they try to play the guitar using some musical instrument to make the effect of the 10 hertz. Once the 10 hertz effect, when they manage to get into the 10 hertz effect, the people surrounding, they start to trigger their energy. The effect is exactly same. The qigong master, once they try to emit the energy in the public, in the stadium, right? So they respond differently. Some will just walking, some will just running, some will shouting, some will trembling, some will jumping. Okay. Well, after this, they all feel good. Okay, they feel recovered. So the Christian will claim that, oh, this is the energy from the God, and now you all get recovered. So this is their ways to build a faith for them. But actually, once you analyze it scientifically, this is because they create a 10 hertz rhythm to trigger their qi. That's all. All right. Well, in order to make people understand, all right, let me show you some diagram. Let's take a look. Okay, do you see her? All right. Well, this is the the y-axis means the frequency, and the x-axis means the hertz. All right. So this is the resonance. So resonance happens once you are in the alpha stage, and when your mind tuned to the 10 hertz. Okay. So you get the point. All right. So what does it mean 10 hertz? For example, you see 1 second you clap 10 times. That is the 10 hertz means. All right. Okay. Okay. Let's go further. Yeah, you got question? Yeah, please.
Sifu, when
yes.
you say word 10 hertz, how does it spell? Because I still cannot figure in my mind.
Oh, okay, it's a 10 hertz. Okay. The 10 hertz. Do you see it? Observe the screen, Elena. See? Does it appear in your screen?
No.
It doesn't appear. All right.
Elena, it is H-E-R-T-Z.
Oh, H-E-R-T-Z, okay.
Yeah, 10 hertz.
10 hertz. Right.
Yes, okay.
Oh, okay, 10 hertz. Okay. Understand.
All right. Okay, let's take a look. Because the qigong movement has happened to many people, all right, including people who were skeptical. I was half skeptical after the first time of the qigong. I think yes, because once the energy move so sudden and so strong, you can hardly believe it is really due to the qigong or due to by myself. Does it happen to you? Right? At least half. I mean, you are skeptical. I mean, you are in a half skeptical, right? At least, right? How about Sally and also Elena?
Yeah.
Usually we begin with a half skeptical. If you fully skeptical, I think it's still possible to make you move. I think yes, even though you are fully skeptical, right? But as long as you must be able to empty your mind, that's the key point. Okay, then now we go to this. All right. Okay, sorry. Once we talk about the dampers, I wish to show you something. Okay, never mind. I'll show you other days. Okay, the spontaneous qigong movement may be unusual or difficult to perform normally. Yes, I think maybe you all experience this. Maybe Mr. Leong, you can try to create an example. What movement you can hardly perform without the assistance of qi?
I think it's the bending which you can bend even more extreme or more than your normal bending.
It happened to you before?
Yes.
Mr. Leong 呢？以前你练气功的时候有什么动作平时是做不到的？
做不到的是
不会讲。好 ，How about Sally?
Not much difference.
Not much. Can we quick example? How about Elena?
I think it's walking in circle, and then I don't feel any dizziness at all.
You used to dizzy if you walk in circle in a normal way.
Not really. What I meant is if you keep walking in circle when I was practicing qigong at RT, and you keep walking for a while, not just one round, that kind of thing. You keep walking, and then and that in a way they don't allow you to stop. And when you open your eyes to stop, you don't feel giddy, you don't feel any headache or that kind of thing. I think if you try just a normal day, I think you would have been fun.
Oh, yeah. Well, this is something, this is a good example. You try to quote. Okay, very good. So let's continue. So better when I get the example from you all. Okay, see, there may be some unexplained force involved in some of this movement. Okay, I think now we are used to the force already. You and I, we all used to the force, and we know the force somehow come from our body. Once we empty our mind, and partial also from external force. Mr. Leong, I think you experienced the assistance from the external force, right?
Yes, it is.
What force is it from?
It is something like external chi, or I also do not know what type of or divine forces are asking you to start moving.
You mean some Dharma the force might be originated from the Dharma protector or the divine. It's not something like that from yourself. Okay. How about Mr. Leong? Have you ever experienced the divine force before? 没有 Sally? No, Sally, no also. How about How about Elena? Have you ever experienced the external force?
I don't know whether you call it external force, but sometimes when I don't feel well, when I start the qigong class, it's like, even though I'm just standing there, it's like there's some kind, I always feel some kind of energy going to me. I don't know whether you call it external force.
If the energy come from external, especially if you feel so weak, I think that should be external force. But of course, you have to trigger it in. You have to trigger it to go into your body. Without doing nothing, it won't come out. Without doing nothing, it won't come out. All right. Well, this is the external force. Sally, how come you feel nothing?
To say do nothing, but cannot think about it yet.
Okay.
Suddenly just.
Not to be disclosed.
Yeah.
Mr. Leong, please.
I want to share. After the qigong class, when we go out to meditation, the external forces or divine forces come in very strong.
Oh yeah, that's true. Okay, if Mr. Leong, if that's the case, okay, it is advisable that I would like to advise you that not to practice the qigong in the graveyard and also in hospital, since you are sensitive. You may attract all the ghosts come. You see, that is the force, but the ghost force is not divine force. Okay, so
very powerful.
Powerful, but also very negative. All right, so preferably you practice in the temple. Okay, you're sensitive to the divine positive energy. So that's why if you notice that the guy are sensitive to the energy, it is advisable not to practice in the graveyard and hospital. Better no. They must be in earthy, and yet if they have the tendency of for becoming a trance, they should avoid. Sometimes if they don't, how to say, sometimes we don't allow them to practice because they are too attractive to the external force already. Some will occupy the body. We don't want this thing happen in our temple. Okay.
But then, people, how do we know whether the student, once they start practicing the qigong, they come to a trance, and when they come into a trance, how to stop it?
Okay. We interviewed them and we signed a contract. Remember, first time we met, we interviewed them. Okay, they have to be frankly to us. All right. Okay. We try to avoid that. The reason is trance is different field. Okay. If let's say really they lie to us. All right, and the trancing process occur. Right. Well, the only thing I do is maybe I will negotiate to the ghost. Negotiate to the ghost. Ask them to leave. Or maybe we use the stick to punch them and then send them to the hospital.
Oh, that's
yeah. We have to punch them, then let them faint down. Well, in some cases, they have to send to the hospital for sedation, for sedative medicine. All right. Well, this is the few way. Because some ghosts they are very fierce, and they have with the horse. So they don't want to go. If they don't want to go, we can't do anything. There's a few ways. We chant the mantra, and with the hand side like this, and maybe try to put here, and warn the ghost to leave. But so far, I never do it before. Better to let it happen. So we will stop all the potential trance for being participating in our class. You get it? If they got to trouble, we will protect ourselves with the contract. We say, you see, you are dishonest to us. You see, so we can protect ourselves with the contract. All right.
But what if the student himself doesn't know that he will go into a trance?
They will know. The reason is they can feel the ghost in a very early stage. Maybe the childhood they can see the ghost already, and then they are managed to communicate. So this is the way we trace the background first. They will become the trance one. They will know that why, because they're able to see it, feel them, and communicate with them, and they do experience the occupancy. We will check all the history first. It won't happen without the reason. There must be the reason, and there must be historical background, especially the person with this type of body. Usually, some member of the family must be the trans before. Usually, there must be a family member involved in this type of activity. There's some how to say? There's some how to say? There's some how to say? How to put it? There's some how to say?
Heritage.
Heritage, yeah. Usually, there's some heritage involved, and there is some how to say 规律 mean something happen in a regular manner. So we will check. We are using general rules to check the potential. Okay. Okay, good question. All right. So next, we go further. All right, there may be some unexplained force. All right, we know all this. Right. Then the spontaneous chi practitioner may have some chi blockage in some part of the body. Well, his body will automatically send his chi to the location of the blockage. Yes. Okay, I think you all experience, especially to the healing. So Elena explained before. How about Sally? Have you ever tried to experience the chi go to clear the blockage?
Yes, I did.
Can you further explain, please? Do not yes and no. Because this is more discussion. Because everybody here is quite experienced a long time already, but we just don't have an English material. Now we try to have more example and discussion. Yes.
Normally it's just that my body will tell me that I need to stand up and do whatever I need. Like the other day, my knees was hurting, so I have to, just to circulate, do some movements to circulate it.
The movement involves only once your body detects some illness,
Yeah.
And also remember that you will feel something wrong to sit in front of somebody. It is due to the energy, it is due to the energy, or it's due to the sixth sense only.
This one is a combination. Combination. Because when I sit in front of that person, immediately I don't feel very comfortable. I need to move on. If I don't move, I cannot concentrate.
Oh, I see. Well, I say that it happens. It is. Well, I think you only sit in front of somebody in earthy only, right? You never do this.
So far, because I don't do don't do qigong outside. So far, no not really. Only in earthy only.
In earthy only, though. So you experience everything is earthy, You feel
because
that
I don't meditate outside.
Okay.
I don't meditate outside also. That's why.
Okay, good. All right. So we go further, okay. All right. New bodily movement may reflect another blockage. Yes, we all experience now I think most of the people here, they are above middle stage. So you experience the movement from one movement to another movement. It shows the clearance of the blockage from one blockage to another blockage. All right. Then basically, let's say, okay, your movement becomes gentler. It shows that you have a better circulation of qi and you have a better health for the practice. All right. Meaning to say that even though we don't have the sickness now, okay, but the practice is for maintenance and the sustainability of the healthy. All right, it is good. Sometimes you just do the practice. All right. Okay. Then next we go is all right. Okay, with our present knowledge. All right. How we get into a qigong state? Here the good example, they call it hands like cloud. Some they will move in a circular motions and call it of hands of cloud. So this is the motion of hands of cloud. Let you have a see 廣東話係叫做雲手啦
雲手。
So this is the movement of hands of cloud. So you see, the hands like a cloud, move like a cloud, very soft, you see. Now you see, this is very typical posture for the hands of cloud. There you see, you do like this.
Sifu, do you have a demonstration when it's moving, performing this hand movement?
Oh, I think we go to the YouTube. We are able to see it, but I think maybe
Okay.
maybe our how to say the Wi-Fi is not strong, or because everybody Wi-Fi with a different speed. It wouldn't how to say. I mean, it wouldn't really how to put it like. Its effect might not be so good lah. Okay.
Okay.
Well, and should I know anybody demonstrate the clouds of hand before? Anybody? No. Sally, no. You have never demonstrated before. All right.
I think that boy 持恒啊，持恒 that guy, no, the guy who joined the young boy who joined us for the qigong.
Oh, young boy.
The tall guy.
Right, Qitang.
Sometimes you can see him his hand movement like playing Tai Chi or whatever the time.
Like this, all right.
Yeah.
I think maybe Mardin did perform this before. Mardin, Wan Sao. This is from Tai Chi lah, all right. Okay, let's go further, all right. Okay, with our present knowledge, we don't really know how do we get into the qigong state. Yes, actually, it is answerable, right? You just empty your mind, adjust it to the alpha state, you'll be able to get into the qigong state lah. Okay, how do we explain it? Okay, everybody know how to sleep. Am I right? All right, once you're going to get into the sleeping state, you will empty your mind, and the mind going deeper. All right, then you sleep. But in between sleeping state and also the awakening state, that is the qigong state. It's in the middle one. All right. So this is how we get it lah.
Sifu, can I say this qigong state is a state of jhana?
No, it's a different. It's a different. Well, jhana is the I mean the jhana level is higher than the qigong state. Qigong state is the alpha state. All right, alpha state is the brainwave with the alpha, and qigong state, according scientists revealed that qigong state, the jhana state is a different. It is not alpha state. It might be gamma state. Okay, I will show you the book maybe I will show you in WhatsApp lah. Jhana state is even higher. It is not the alpha. It should be probably it's a gamma state. All right. Okay, now we go to further. All right. Okay, it causes the qi to what causes the qi to circulate? All right. What causes the qi to circulate is due to I mean according to the author for this book. All right. Once you empty your mind, the energy store is in the abdomen. It's in between sexual chakra and also in the Muladhara chakra. There is the energy store there. Emptying mind will trigger the energy from there, and the energy from there will start to move, and the energy either go to heal or clear the blockage. So that's the two way it goes. All right. Well, this is the reason why after the qigong, the ending process, the ending technique involved, you have to massage the abdomen just to restore the energy to the original place. So we it is answerable. And next, what causes the movement? Well, what causes the movement? The movement is due to first is the natural law. Okay. Secondly, it's due to the illness. Where do the various forces come from? All right. Just now we answer already. All right. So now we go to another paragraph. Okay. Sally, please write it out.
As we discussed earlier, a practitioner may undergo various kinds of movement that may lead the practitioner to bump into objects and may cause him to fall down. This is why it is recommended that spontaneous qigong should be practiced in a large flat grass area, which can decrease the probability of bumping into something and the probability of getting hurt when falling down. It is also recommended that a practitioner practices with a group under the guidance of an experienced spontaneous qigong practitioner. The latter can keep an eye on everyone who is about to run into a tree or another person who may be moving too fast, may walk away from the practice area. The experienced observer can talk to the person and suggest that he moves in another direction, or slows down, or moves back into the practice area. Even though the practitioner is fully aware of his movement and on his own can take the corrective action as necessary, it is still good to have someone else observing and providing some advice when it is appropriate. Only when one has experienced practicing spontaneous qigong and has a pretty good idea of and control his movement, then it might be okay for the person to practice indoor and on his own.
Okay, thank you so much. Right. We try to digest this paragraph first. Islam has gone to toilet.
Yes.
Irina too.这样的话，Mrs. Leong 就你的那些补习课那边呢，全部也是听到完了，对不对？
是啊。
你还有挂念你那些学生吗？啊，他们有打电话给你吗？
有。
是啊。哦。Continue 哈。Okay, since the practitioner may undergo various kinds of movement, all right. Well, there's a tendency to bump into object or may cause him to fall down, all right. Usually in the beginning, safety is the foremost. We always mention that safety is the foremost, all right. In order for being safe, first, they must be without any obstacle. So that's the reason why in Erdi, we don't have much furniture, right? We don't have much furniture because if people fall down, for example, they knock on the table. You see at the table they got some angle, right? I want to knock the table, or maybe there's some longkang there, they fall down. Some they may blame the qigong problem, but they don't blame that they never take any precautionary steps. All right. Okay. Then besides this, the ideal place is the large flat grass area. Okay, large flat. Okay, I think if compare maybe Erdi and your house, Erdi is more ideal, more flat and more large. Okay, but it's not. We are indoor, so no grass, because you all come at the night time. It is not encourageable it is not advisable to you all practice outside during the night time. You don't know night time in the field what beings will be will join in also. Alright, so that's why it is preferably practiced indoor in the night time. And if you practice outdoor, preferably you choose the daytime. Alright, because daytime the being they're frightening the sun, they won't appear. Alright, but if compare Erdi and the Shakaran Buddhist Association, I think their place even better than us, right? Are more large, more flat even. Alright, even more flat even. Why? Because I see sometimes like the guy they practice the qigong, they close their eyes, then they start move here and move there, move here, move there, and sometimes maybe I don't know, somebody they practice qigong, then they lie down already咁樣樣等嗰個街行嚟行去踩到佢都有份踩到個牆走出嚟都有份So you see, this is something we should avoid, But in Erdi, so I'm the one who play the roles, must keep an eye on it. 唔可以你哋瞓低個人俾人哋踩到牆開，自己都唔知you see. Okay 好。So this must be somebody, you see. We keep an eye. So when we move very fast, we will say slow. Because the energy is controllable by our view. We have to remind them, especially the first probationary hour. They don't have experience and then they don't have the knowledge, and we don't want they have the knowledge. All right, we want to let things natural. So we must be always provide them the experience to slow down the energy, and once they move away from the area, and they have to they must realize that they are moving, and they will open the eye to check once a while. Okay, so I think it will happen you all because you are quite experienced. But for the beginner, now we got a few still in the 8th probationary hour. We have to teach them, and now I have to do the thing online already. Yes, online teaching or qigong. I never tried that before. And now yes, maybe I have to try the first lesson now, even online. I got an idea already. You see, the first lesson usually what we worry is the people fall down backward, right? Nobody to to support them, right? And some beginners they give me the idea that they can just practice near the near the wall. You see, okay, for example, this is the wall, you stand here. Okay, you fall like that, right? Okay, you know that the wall support you, all right? Because you're very near, the wall support you. Then you move front, then you move forward a little bit. Then you continue, then you fall, then you move yourself again. Well, this is now the new way of without support of the senior. I'm trying to do it because the lockdown will continue for another. At the end of the month, then we got one or two beginners wish to start already. Yes, Elena, want to talk something?
What if the person falls the other way from the wall?
Oh, okay. We don't worry they fall forward. We don't worry because once they fall forward, okay, they will step it, and then they will adjust back. We don't worry that. What we worry is the fall backward only. Fall backward, there must be somebody to support. Now we are using a wall to support themselves. Okay, forward we don't worry. 好少人係咪喺前邊中到個頭，中到白頭冇試過嘅？係後邊咁跌到係有啦。Because once they fall once already, the phobia will make them will become an obstacle for them. So never let the beginner fall backward, never, if you are the helper. Okay, I'll make sure that. Okay, then let's continue, have a look. Okay, you see, I'm moving too fast, all right. Then we will sometimes suggest move another direction or slow down. Yes, okay. And can take the corrective action as necessary. Yeah, we will try to correct them. And has experience practicing spontaneous Qigong, has a pretty good idea and control of his movement. You see, this is the condition to practice on his own. Okay, and the indoor. We are all practicing in the indoor due to some condition. In order to practice on his own, they must have an idea of control of his movement. Usually 8 hours is enough for them to understand, to get the understanding for self-controlling. 8 hours is already enough. And they don't have any knowledge for the first 8 hours. You need to say that everything will go naturally. So that is the reason for the first 8 hours, all right? Then I think in order to practice in the house, we need further steps. We need further precautionary steps. First, make sure that the body is not negative. They will become trance, is the first thing. Second, they must be equipped with the knowledge already. Maybe the books, maybe the chapter 1 to the first few chapters, before the middle stage, they must be able to finish it. And there's a few things very dangerous. Okay, the first is the falling backward. Second is the rotation. Remember? The rotation like the gas, it is very dangerous, you know. They will feel uncomfortable, vomit, hit it, and when they fall down, it can be, if they don't practice in a safe place, they will wound themselves, and the vomit experience will cause them, will make them, how to say, we scare them, and they will avoid practicing some more. So that is the thing, they have to know how to fall correctly and how to pass through the rotation. And the second, once they go to the yoga, it's about the head standing. Because first time when the head standing appeared, you should be scared. You never practice yoga, then how come suddenly you want to stand with your head, you see? So we have to be, we have to support them. We tell them, okay, you have to put your clothes inside to the body. A woman is for the courtesy, okay? Right, so we have to tell them this thing, right? I think this is the few thing for the primary stage, not the primary stage. If you want to let them to practice on their own, better there must be somebody guide them for this 3 stages. And one more stage is healing the people. Once you develop the first healing power, you will just try to heal whoever you see. So once the power appears, you got somebody and you detect got illness, you will just grab it and then put it on the floor and you just punch like that. It will happen to me before, you see. So you will scared also. Oh, how come you do this? And if, let's say you punch your grandfather or grandmother, they also will scream, you see. I think this is the thing, you have to be careful. I remember my first healing is to the superintendent in Sandawana, you know. Just somehow, I don't know why, the energy comes, you know. So I just grabbed the superintendent, I will just put him on the table and just start to punch him already. After punching, he said, "Oh, thank you so much, it's very comfortable." But this is without the how to say, without advice from the helper, from the kucha, because I'm not in KL. The kucha is in the KL, you know. So this is the few things you have to really be careful. Have you ever experienced healing and you just grab whoever you see and just punch them? Does it happen to you? Never. How about Sally? Sally, you look for somebody to heal, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Can you explain further,
No, it's just that we were.
Can you write?
We were just chanting. Then suddenly it came to my mind that I have to do the healing with the chanting. So I just tell me to put my hand there. Then after that a while I can feel the heat around the area of my, although the hand didn't touch.
You mean the right finger was the target, right?
Yes.
Oh, I see. Yeah, maybe you all can try. I think Mr. Leong or Mrs. Leong and Elena can try. You can use the one who closest to you as a guinea pig. Maybe you can choose you just get him, then you say, let me heal you. Then you can just punch her already. Then we try to test whether it's a real energy or you make it by yourself. We have to check also. Okay, so this is a very good experience. You have to try it out. So this is the condition to let them practice on their own. So now we go further. Okay, Elena, please read it out, please. Okay.
There are certain groups of people for whom spontaneous qigong is not recommended. These include people who cannot risk falling down. Example, people with thin or fragile bones, such as osteoporosis. People who can bleed easily and have trouble stopping bleeding. People who have serious mental illness or are likely to inherit mental illness. People whose overall health is very weak. Another important precaution is that at the end of each spontaneous qigong practice, one must cool down or wrap up properly. This is not the usual warm cool down after a strenuous exercise. The purpose of properly cooling down is to ensure that the practitioner has terminated the qigong state. With proper cool down, terminating the qigong state can always be successfully done. However, inexperienced practitioner may not cool down properly, perhaps trying to save time and take a shortcut, or perhaps not having been properly instructed on the importance and techniques of cooling down. If not cooling down properly, it may be possible that afterwards the person may go into a qigong state and undergo some qigong movement. Those who don't understand spontaneous qigong may attribute such happenings to something intrinsic to spontaneous qigong. Instead of attributing it to not properly performing spontaneous qigong, in particular, not properly cooling down. It is such understanding that sometimes people have negative impressions, including the concern of 着火入魔 in Chinese, or shy away from spontaneous qigong.
Hey, Elena,
I know Chinese, okay?
Oh, I thought you can't read the Chinese character.
Phổ hành nhân ma.
Oh, yes, 着火入魔. You can read your name and 着火入魔 only, I think. Okay. And now here are those who are not suitable to practice the qigong. First one is they are fragile, or maybe they got an osteoporosis. Okay. Well, I think this article suggests me some good alternative. I don't have experience in this. So far, there's no people got osteoporosis and come practice qigong, and then they got a fracture and blame us. It never happened before. But I should take into consideration. I have to take this into the consideration, and also stop bleeding. They cannot stop bleeding. There's a word called hemorrhage. Am I right, Mr. Liam? Hemorrhage.
Hemorrhage.
Hemorrhage. Is it a strong bleeding, non-stop bleeding? Hemorrhage means strong bleeding or mean cannot stop bleeding? Mr. Liam, which one? The meaning?
I think so. Something like that.
Something like that, meaning to say strong bleeding and cannot stop the bleeding, both together. Hemorrhage. So I will include this in our contract, I think. Then, okay, those have a serious mental illness, yet we have excluded them already. It will include the schizophrenia and also the depression as a serious one. Do you know why we exclude the schizophrenia? Anyone can explain why we exclude the schizophrenia? Okay, usually schizophrenia meaning to say that they have the auditory or the visionary hallucination, but mostly are auditory hallucination, and they will claim that somebody want to kill them, to murder them in order to confiscate the asset. Usually that's what they claim mostly. All right. We must exclude them because they will make things complicated. They will have more schizophrenia, and if let's say they tell you that, oh, I heard Guan Yin, and Guan Yin asked me to go to jump from the 10th story down, then come on say it can happen before. 有人聽到喎，哇！我聽到觀音同我講，叫我跳落去啊，10層樓喎，咁我哋就死啦。So that's why we exclude the schizophrenia 啦。Depression usually if they take the medication to control in the primary stage of depression, we may consider to help them with the qigong. But if let's say without medication and in the serious stage, we must exclude them. If they lie, we have to defend ourselves with the contract. As we say, you lied to us. And then who else we should exclude? Yeah, the dough is very weak. Yes, I experienced this case before, I think maybe 5 years ago, 5 or 6 years ago, all right, a family, okay, come by group to my temple and asked me to heal his son. His son was studying in Australia University and is going to depart tomorrow, all right, and his son have headache, chronic headache for a long time already. He is very smart, a chronic headache. And they begged me to heal his son and let his son try. I hesitate in the beginning, but later on I try it and I regret. Why? Because when I start to heal, let the energy move. I think the problem is quite serious, and the energy don't want to stop. It keep on healing, and he's in the headache, and the headache is from the strong headache to the numb. It is still a headache, but with a different form of the pain, And yet, tomorrow he's going to depart to Australia, you see. Okay, finally he bought the plane and go to the Australia, and the problem is still there. So we try to communicate in Skype, and I advise that maybe you can try the Chinese acupuncture or what. I think you try. And the headache sometimes is so strong until you cannot study. Of course, he couldn't study previously. With the previous headache. Now the pain changed with a different form, you see. And yet it's very, very far away. I can't do many things. So I mean, this is the case which I regret. Once the people is very weak, the energy usually won't let them go, even though they try to do the end-up technique. The reason is the energy is so how to say, so enthusiastically to heal itself, so they will let it stop. So preferably, if you want to heal the weak people, first of all, they can't wait until to this level. They must, no matter how weak they are, they must be able to stand up and relax, and the standing must be about half an hour. If they stand less than half an hour, preferably we don't go to trigger the energy, because I may cause them the trouble, and they are too weak to adapt to the healing. Because sometimes the healing will cause you feel tired. Do you remember? Sometimes the movement is very strong, then you feel very tired, you see. And then you start to have a deep breath, you see. We need to say that if you don't have the basic healthy to take it, we worry that it can make them worse. So from this case, I learned a lesson that next time I don't simply go to ignite energy. If you notice, then they are very weak. Don't try to do it. Okay. Now I think the boy has already graduated from the Australian University but he doesn't contact with me anymore even though we have a contract, we protect ourselves legally, but not nice one. You let this thing happen, not nice one. So I will be very careful next time. We don't let this thing happen anymore. Okay, so remember this lesson. The body is too weak. They can't stand more than 15 minutes to half an hour. Don't let them to practice. Okay, Then next we go is wrap up properly.
The one I know is 收工.
Yes. So which one you prefer? You think wrap up is better, or the ending technique which we invented ourselves is better? Which one is better? Of course the one we invented You see, then I laugh in this way. Okay, so we are using ending technique not wrap up. Wrap up maybe not that nice, right? Okay. So ending technique.
Wrap up is tapao.
Wrap up is tapao. I think the author also crushed the
Now a lot of tapao.
with the words. I think the author crushed the head a lot just to come out the new words. Wrap up. 因為收工嘛，啱冇先收工就 wrap up. All right, next we see the purpose of properly cooling down. Okay, another word is a cool down. Cool down technique. Let me see cooling down. How about the cooling down? Is cooling down is better than wrap up, right?
Yes, definitely.
Ending technique and the cooling down, maybe I think the ending technique is still better than cooling down because sometimes you don't feel hot, right? Sometimes you don't feel warm or hot, right?
But then in exercise, when people who does exercise, usually they say that when you start it, you do a warm-up exercise. And after you finish, you must do the cooling down exercise. I suppose you do that from there.
I think maybe it suggests in this context, but Qigong not necessarily warm up or you wouldn't really feel hot, right? Something like that, right? So I think ending techniques to the best, which is invited by Elena. All right. Okay.
No, I'm not sure.
Okay. But here,
from all of us.
Yeah, from all of us, right? Well, it says to ensure that the practitioner has terminated the Qigong state. You see, it's very good. Terminate the Qigong state to make sure it all right. And let's take a look. We say inexperienced practitioner may not cool down properly. Maybe try to save time and take a shortcut. Well, we are not daring to do so. We must let them. We have to ensure them they do the ending technique properly. The reason is the accumulation of the energy in the head can make them uncomfortable the whole day, and yet they cannot remove it. You have got energy accumulate in the head. Can you? Okay. Can you further explain? Can you further explain by writing an essay? Don't answer yes or no only, please.
I didn't do it properly. So the whole day, my head is very, very heavy. I couldn't. Very heavy, and I cannot concentrate on anything.
Oh, I see.
So somehow I realized I didn't do the ending technique properly, I redo the thing and then okay already.
Oh, I see. Now, see or not?佢係咪？I mean, it doesn't go to the extent of sickness, but the uncomfortableness can make you, how to say, you can't go through the daily life, you see.
She didn't tap out properly.
Yeah. Oh, no. Ending technique, it doesn't end it properly, all right. Okay. And, okay, so Sally, remember, okay, can you share us a story that you cure your headache, you cure your chronic headache with some special technique, right? Explain, please.
Because last time before I practiced this qigong, every time I will have headache, and sometimes it's so severe that I cannot, it's like half the head is just cannot concentrate. Like the head is very, very painful one. I have to take Panadol 2-3 times, So after Sifu teach me how to do it, put the head to the wall. From that day onwards, I've never encountered headache. When I get headache also, I just go and do the technique, and then I'm okay already. I didn't even take Panadol for so long already.
Oh, so meaning to say that the wall is the remedy. If you cannot get the wall, so what are you looking for?
The wall and the floor, not just the wall.
If you cannot get the wall, so what's the remedy? You can get the wall and floor, right?
Really?
Spinning. I think spinning helps.
I cannot.
If you don't do the floor,
the wall and the floor. I've done it a few times, but it's the wall and the floor.
Sally, since it is so effective, you please try to go further. How to say? What is the ingredient of the wall and floor is even more effective. All right, wood, cement, plastic, rock. You should go further. All right. Since it is so effective to you, you should go to you should study it further. It will help a lot of people. Right? Am I right? You know what I mean? You try to study whether brick is more effective. I mean the wall, the ingredient of wall or floor, whether the wood, brick, cement, plastic, whatsoever, which one marble, which one is more effective. You try to find
so far I'm not trying plastic, but all the while is on the cement, and the bricks because my house is a brick, so it's the bricks and the floor cement.
So you mean
sometimes I use the tree outside.
The tree also, okay.
The tree outside, because when it's too strong, I use the tree outside.
Oh, so which one is the favorite? Meaning to say now your favorite either is the brick or...
Actually, I would say which one is more convenient, not favorite. Because I feel for me I feel using the tree is better.
Yes,
because actually when I use the tree, I can really feel the energy going out. I really can feel it. But on the wall, I can't really feel it. But after a while, it goes off. But the tree, I can really feel it, like the tree absorbing the energy.
Shall I know how do your neighbor view you once you're hugging a tree, Sally?
So far, they've not seen me.
Never see you hugging a tree before, right?
Never seen me hugging the tree before.
Yeah. It can happen that you're hugging the tree, or you are kissing the tree with the forehead. Like I said, how come the old lady kissing the tree with the forehead?
Nobody asked me any questions, but a few people have seen me, but they have never asked any questions. So I don't know what they think.
Okay. Never mind. Next time, you can just explain to them if necessary, Okay, it's very funny.
I think you better don't explain. Otherwise, they wouldn't dare to go near your house and touch your food.
So you tell them, okay, next time I will hug you to release the energy. They will scared. They're getting more scared. Okay, so we try to finish. The time almost time's up. All right. Then the person may go into the qigong state, undergone some qigong movement. Let me see technique of cool down. Okay, it is such misunderstanding that sometimes people have negative impression, especially to the more adverse effect. We translate as adverse effect. Of course, I think 招佛仰摩 is more accurate and even more how to say more because it's more how to put it average effect is not as 點樣講好行？你講招佛仰摩係咪人哋好明白哦 ？Then the people a lot of imagination or no average effect is compatible but people without a room for imagination. So please look for me another words got a lot of room for imagination like 招佛仰摩 in English. Okay. Then let's take a look. Or shying away from spontaneous qigong. This is true once people they don't take precautionary step and hurt themselves, and sometimes the movement people misunderstood that are you in the trance. I think there's a few things that make people just get away from the qigong and we feel so sorry because the qigong is so strong in the healing power and once you have a negative impression then you don't have opportunity to heal yourself. This is very how to say this we are so sorry and regrettable for it. Anyway, please since we all practice qigong, we should try to protect it then especially in terms of the repetition, hopefully then the people less misunderstanding, then the more people to practice. Okay, please just take your own initiative if you discover that people misunderstand over the qigong. Okay, what else you want to add in some more before we transfer the merit? So far, what is the misconception over the qigong you ever heard before? No, because you haven't started teaching yet. Once you start teaching, you will experience, you will have a lot of misconceptions with different view and understanding. We have to reply. Like what happened in the Shaolin Buddhist Association. So we have to reply. Okay, but finally, they still want to cancel, so we can't do anything. At least we have a room to reply first. Okay. Okay, so we transfer the merit. Okay, please palms together. I wish to inculcate. More favorable consciousness. Through transferring merit. By hoping that the spreading of COVID-19 and soon. Okay, so Sally,
thank you, Sifu, for the class today.
Oh, okay, the way we pray respect is like this. So the first we put on the top the crown chakra, right? Second is truth chakra. Okay, second is truth chakra. Third is the heart chakra. Okay, so Sally again.
Okay, thank you, Sifu, for the class today.
Sadhu. 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 Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you tomorrow.